Got it. Hello. There we go.
We're live, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Comedy Cellar Live. We're here almost every night. Tonight we have Mushy Mike, our producer, who's usually tries to keep his picture off the TV, but we got you there, Mike. You showered or something? Jackie Fabulous, Ardie Fuquaa,
Hey, what's up?
DelRay, Nick Griffin, the legendary Alan Havey, and Liz Furiatie, our general manager, soon to be the singular figurehead at the Comedy Cellar for at least a year, because I'm not coming back for quite a while.
Hey, what up, Liz?
What? Why? You can just drop shit like that and walk off.
Yeah. Yeah, Noam.
I'm not coming back till there's a vaccine.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay.
Hey, Liz, can I see your pug?
He's sleeping on the couch.
Oh, well, get him.
Yes.
Oh, there he is. Oh, awesome. I need a dog right now, bad.
So let's go around it. What's everybody up to? Jackie.
Yes, sir.
How are you handling this?
You know what? I go in waves of happiness and sadness, but more happiness. I'm okay. It's just temporary. It's all temporary.
Now, wasn't Sherrod supposed to be on tonight?
Yeah, but he answered me too late.
So Sherrod was on here last time, and I was getting ready to talk about it. So he said ridiculously that he thought that black people couldn't get coronavirus. Remember that, Liz?
Oh, that was stupid. Yeah.
I mean, Detroit, hello.
Yeah, medical
That's one of the
doctors.
big populations that are getting hit.
Or black people.
Now,
Yeah.
but what I'm wondering was that something that was going around? Where did Sherrod get that? He didn't make it up, right? He must have heard that like going around.
Oh, no.
Was that a rumor?
Black people get all the breaks, so it wouldn't be fair.
You know what? Before, I'd say when the coronavirus first started in March, the first thing I thought was that, yeah, man, that's the white man and Asian man disease. Black people ain't gonna get that shit. And now we are the most hardest hit.
Why do you think you're the hardest hit?
Looking at facts, looking at
No.
stats,
What do you think I didn't mean why do you believe it? I mean, what do you think the underlying reasons are for that fact?
I don't know. I think it was just my pure ignorance when it first came out that I was thinking, yeah, man, black people, we ain't gonna get that shit. I don't know why I thought that. It was just stupid.
So does that mean you were less careful than you otherwise would have been?
No, I was very careful. I have to be, because my family is in the vicinity of me. We're all in the same neighborhood. My parents are 80 and I was dropping stuff off to them, and I didn't want to unknowingly give it to my mother or father. So I had to be very careful. But my dumb ass thought for a couple of days, yeah, black people ain't gonna get that shit. I don't know why I thought that. It was ignorant. I apologize. So I'm thinking if Sherrod did say it, if he said it in early March, maybe he had the same train of mind I had at that time.
It was like right shortly after we started, like what was that, Liz? Like the 18th, 19th of March, something like that?
Yeah. So I had the same train of thought.
Yeah.
I think
Go ahead, Jackie.
I think I had it.
No, really?
Yep, I think I had it, and I performed in the cellar with it. And I didn't get diagnosed, but I went to the doctor, and he said, you do not have the flu. And he did the flu test. And I'm like, what is it? And he's like, we don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I was sick for weeks.
Yeah.
And I kept wanting to perform every show. I had a hoarse voice. And then when I heard recently that two of the symptoms was loss of smell and loss of taste, and I had all that. I was sick for over 2 months.
Well, Jackie, we're glad that you're safe. We're glad that you're still with us. Thank you.
I just started feeling better literally the beginning of March.
Wow.
Hey, guys,
Yeah,
let me just butt in here for a second. If we could raise our glass or give a toast to Vic Henley.
Yo, Vic Henley.
I haven't seen a bunch of comedians together, but that was a big loss, and he was a really great guy and a solid comedian. Noam, have you talked about Vic on the show?
A little bit. You know, I didn't know. I mean, knew him for a long time, but I didn't know him that well, so I wasn't able to really speak about him with that much depth. We talked about him a little bit. What do you want to say? Go ahead. I mean,
I just want to say I remember when he came in the mid '80s, and well, he stood out obviously for his accent and his demeanor, and audiences, he was very charming. They really took a shine to him immediately. So, and he worked hard. He was a really nice guy, and you rarely saw him without a smile, you know. And it was even funnier if he got pissed off, which is very rare.
I saw him get mad a lot. Holy shit.
I was surprised that he had worked at the White House twice, and I didn't realize that. And he had this career opening for that comedian on the road. Who's the guy, Nick?
Larry Cable Guy?
Larry the Cable Guy and Ron White.
Yeah.
Ron White.
Ron White. He started with Larry the Cable Guy in Florida, like in West Palm.
Right.
And they started there together, and then he opened for Ron White for a long time.
Yeah, Vic Henley died at the age of 57, not from the corona. He died from a clot in his lungs.
Pulmonary embolism, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I just wanted, for people who didn't know him, very well-respected comedian. And
Very nice guy.
And accomplished, even though he wasn't a household name, we know so many people who are great at what they do for a very long time. So God bless Vic Henley.
God bless Vic Henley.
Okay, you're distracting me. You want me to get off?
Oh, Estee, what's up,
Estee?
Hi.
Just for I should probably tell everybody this. So if you press your space button, if you can press mute to the left of your screen, and when you press that, you could just push your space button down to talk if you want. Or whatever it is, but anyway, there's different ways to do it. There's hotkeys for muting also. Maybe M. I don't know. So, all right. So anyway, we were talking. Because yesterday, getting back to the poverty thing.
Poverty thing.
What we were talking about. We're talking about, and I said some stuff that I started researching on the show because I had thought from Sherrod and also from some people in my own family, my wife's relatives, that there was this kind of thing going around. That this wasn't serious, and kind of like what Ardie said, like it's a white man's thing or whatever it is, and that was leading to certain consequences. But since then, I've really been reading, and I mean the poor people do all the work that's still essential, deliver the food, have to work in the hospitals. They live in closer quarters to each other in more dense buildings, in denser neighborhoods. They have less access to delivery. I mean, there's so many reasons that the deck is stacked against that segment of society in terms of getting this virus. To the point, I think we're in Chicago, Black people are twice as likely to get it than white people. Something crazy like that. And I don't know if there's anything you know about it.
The African Americans are a lot of them, high percentage are in healthcare or in maintenance.
Yes, they have a lot of comorbidities. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're exposed to it more, and then they go home and they do what they can, but that's, I think, a big reason.
Yeah.
Also, I just saw Ardie touch his face like 7 times in 1 minute. So...
Yeah, I washed my hands.
Anyway, so Dean, you're out in California. Alan, you're in California as well, right?
Yes.
So you guys don't have many cases out there, right?
We had a governor and our mayor got on board early with social distancing, and they closed the bars and the restaurants, I think, ahead of the country.
They went to like 200 people to nothing.
Yeah, but also California is a bunch of highways, so people are separated already. You want to go to West Hollywood to another part, you have to get on the highway and drive. In New York City, you can walk from Harlem to Manhattan.
So this is my question. In California, you have almost no cases. You're basically spread out anyway. You don't live in a lot of dense apartment buildings. You're not taking elevators, and you're all stuck home indefinitely because New York is essentially because New York and New Jersey and our area are going through this shit. How long is it before that contrast is going to leave people in California to say, fuck this shit, I want to go out?
Well, I noticed... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dean.
I noticed the first couple weeks, the streets were completely empty, man. And now yesterday and today I went out and there's cars all over the place. I was like, it looks like people are like, fuck this, but they're not saying fuck this. But the cars on the street, I'm like, wow, there's way more people out right now.
They're throwing their avocado toast like, fuck this.
But Dean, because you're in your car doesn't mean you're out. You're still in your car. In New York, a lot of people don't have cars. They're on subway trains and buses.
Oh, yeah, but they're going somewhere where they're going to be out, you know?
Well, roll the window down. What up, man? And roll the window back up and leave. It's different than being on a truck.
Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead, Alan.
A lot of areas in LA you have to drive to, but it's condensed. I live in Santa Monica in an apartment building, Los Feliz, West Hollywood. Yes, you get there by freeways, but people still live pretty close together unless you're ultra rich or you bought a house in the 70s. You know, I saw more cars out today, a little more people. I think because it's Saturday and people are still in that mindset of I got to do something on the weekend. But what I've done, especially early in the morning, like on a Sunday, I'll get in my car, just put on a CD and drive. And there's very few people out. It's fantastic. You know,
I could hear someone in my building coughing like crazy. And I was like, that guy's got it. You know, for like 3 days, I could hear this guy in a silent building just going to town. I was like, fuck, it's going to come through the heater duct, you know? That's it. I started fucking plugging shit up. I'm like, he's got it. Okay, I haven't seen him either.
I'm looking up the statistics. I'm just very interested in how the differences of experience regionally are going to eventually lead to real friction between how easily people are going to go along with all this social distancing and
also where I am, people are still out. Like when I go to ride my bike or go jogging, people are still hanging out on corners, smoking weed. I saw dudes passing a blunt back and forth, and they were like, "Yo, we standing 6 feet apart." But I'm like,
wow.
Your spit is still getting on it.
California's had 1,000, which is California's quite a bit more populated than New York, right?
40 million, I heard, and there's 1,000 deaths, right?
Yeah, and what are we? 16 million in New York, approximately. 17 million. Yeah. So you're almost more than 2.5 times as big as New York. You have 1,000 deaths, 1,147 deaths in total. We're having 7,000 deaths a week or something, right, Liz? Something crazy. 4,000 deaths, 5,000 deaths a week. I mean, it's completely different. Yet we're imposing basically the same strictures. And if New York was like California per capita, maybe the country wouldn't even be locked down, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw people on the subway, and that just fucking blew my mind. Well,
you know, wear masks.
People don't have a choice. They have to.
Yeah, people have to work. They can't eat if they don't work.
Exactly.
The reason that California's numbers are so low is people responded early and took it seriously and are social distancing. That's why we have fewer deaths. That's why our hospitals aren't overcrowded. You had New York, people were coming in from Europe, from everywhere, crowding JFK, standing together. I think that has a big reason.
Yeah.
That's a big reason why the deaths are so high.
And nobody in LA has a job anyway, so they stay at home. It's easy for them.
Yeah. Well, like 50% unemployment in LA.
Huh?
Yeah.
Everybody's in the business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. No one's at work anyway.
I'll tell you what's going to go down, Noam. I've been looking at the housing market in the last 3 weeks, and you know, all the PAs, the costume people, the runners, the everyone in the business is moving the fuck out of here in a 3-week period already because they have no jobs.
Wow.
And man, the rent has gone from like $2,500 to $1,500 in a 3-week period for a 1-bedroom.
Wow. You know, Dean, in New York City, a lot of people went home too. A lot of my friends from other places, they all got out of town. And I think a lot of the people that are staff members at the Cellar, didn't they go back to where they're from as well, Liz?
Some of them did go home, not as many as you would think. Most of them stayed local. I think a few went to their parents or whatever, but the majority are all still here in town.
I moved back from LA. I moved back from LA on October 30th. If I was in LA, I probably would have had to come back to New York anyway after this hit.
Yeah.
I think it was a good thing that you started a GoFundMe for the wait staff and the staff at the company.
I didn't start that. I didn't start. That was Mike Birbiglia started that.
Yeah, well, kudos to Birbiglia.
Kudos, Mike.
It's a nice way. It's a nice way to look at who gave what, so you can get your life together.
No, it's humiliating after some of those bigger donations.
The best is the Rich Voss $5 donation.
That's
not Voss.
And you know he was
that.
pissed on that.
I know, I love it.
That.
I love it. I won't let him donate a penny more.
And then like Ray Romano is like $5,000. I'm like, oh, okay, I have to get my shit together.
Can we still donate? Because I got in contact with people in the office. So I wrote you an email.
Yes, I responded to said email, Ardie. Thank you.
No, I didn't. You did not respond, because I see it right here.
Okay, just to clear up for the record.
Giving $100,000, Ardie. We appreciate you.
Hold on, just to clear up for the record, my stats, because I was way off on some things. So New York has 69 cases per 100,000. California has 3 cases per 100,000. So that's like a 20, more than 20 times more. But New York has 13,000 deaths altogether. So it's got to be less. It's maybe more like 3,000 a week or something like that. We've had on average.
How long do you guys think it's going to be before Las Vegas opens up?
Maybe never. I mean, the city or the club?
Everything.
Well,
the business, the casinos and the world out there.
Well, Las Vegas is 24 hours. Like most places close. LA closed at 2, New York closed at 4, but Las Vegas is 24 hours. So if the country's in a recession, people aren't going to have the money to party like they used to.
Go anyway, yeah.
Are you not going to open back up, Noam?
I want to.
In Vegas.
Yeah, I want to open back up. Of course, I want to, but it has to be customers. It costs a lot of money to fly all the comedians out there.
I'm supposed to be there this week.
You're supposed to.
I'm supposed to go out this coming week.
Me too. I have 2 dates coming up.
I was supposed to be there right now.
and the entire model is based on having an average of to break even. I think we need around 85 people per show average.
Yeah.
And if we fall below that, it start losing big money, and losing money at the same time that the Comedy Cellar in New York might be losing money. I mean, this is, you know, it's a scary thought. It could just be buried. So I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe Vegas will be busy because there's so few cases there. I don't know.
But no, did you see that the mayor yesterday here announced that no concerts or sporting events in Los Angeles until 2021? So that's 8 months of nothing. It's shut down. What do you think, do you see as far as a comedy show happening? What is going to be the format? Like 50 people in a showroom or 30?
I don't know. I mean, we there's so much we don't know. We don't know if one of these drugs might help. We don't know. And I think what I'm about to say seems to be more and more likely, which is that the statistics may show that a certain segment of the population, young people who don't have these comorbidities, these diseases or overweight or whatever it is, there's a certain segment of young people really have almost nothing to fear with this virus. And if that's true, which seems to be more and more true, then they may just go out. I would, apparently.
I don't think that's true.
What's that?
I don't think that's true.
Well,
With 29-year-olds, 28-year-olds with no pre-existing conditions.
Everybody's getting it. Yeah.
That what?
Everybody's getting hit. People have died in their 20s.
But very, very, very few. People still die even from the regular flu in their 29. But I read some stat today that 99% of the people in Italy who died were either over 75 or had pre-existing conditions. I'll look it up. But
yeah, I would check that out, because I heard in Italy as well there were people in their 30s and 40s that were going down. I think that was an early myth.
No, they're saying it recently, but nobody knows. I'm just using it as that if that happens, then business could come back. If it doesn't happen and there's no therapy, I don't think we're going to be busy until we have a vaccine.
Yeah,
Right,
but I have a book,
right.
I have a bookcase behind me, so I know what I'm talking about.
And glasses. You have glasses too.
I
You
just
know,
want
I
to
was-
see everybody's beautiful face.
I was on tour with the Stones when SARS hit, you know, and I remember specifically we were about to go to Asia and they shut down the tour right away and everyone was freaking out over SARS. And then it went away. So yesterday I read about it. I was like, what happened to SARS? And I looked into it and I guess it just eventually just faded off, you know? The virus went away because people weren't getting sick anymore and it was gone, which is an interesting thing to read about because they stopped pursuing a vaccine on it because it just went away.
It's also, you know, they're talking about immunity. And if people get tested and they have the immunity, they're gonna go out, no problem.
Yeah, I want to get tested to see if I have the antibodies for someone who's already
Exactly. So it's a good, you know, there's something hopeful in it.
What about July? I'm supposed to go to Korea in July. I think Korea is to be safe late July.
Man, I wouldn't fly in July.
The wrong answer.
I'd wait till
I know.
2021.
Yeah.
No, I
Well,
don't think hold up to them.
It's too soon.
What we got to do is move in with Ardie, and then when this is done, we can get out.
That was the wrong answer. Thank you, guys.
You must really want to go real bad. Just wait.
For
Your
what?
life isn't worth going.
Looky here, rich man. I will hit you in the face with this laptop. All right?
Okay, guys. So this is it. This is from April 17th.
Okay.
Can you see this? Oh, is that the wrong? Well, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's your sign in.
Wait, hold on. Let me. Why did I do that? That's weird.
It's your GoFundMe.
Yeah, but that was just stupid. Wait, can you see?
No, you can read it. We're gonna believe you.
No. I want you to see it because it's too much there. That's really weird that it did that. Let me try one more time. You see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first column was on the second column is the number of people who have died with no underlying conditions.
Oh, got it. Barely any.
Look
Manhattan 7.
Look how small that number is. This is deaths through April 17th.
47.
And then the next column is unknown, but even that is unknown. Is a small number, but it's but if you look at people like 18 to 44 with no underlying conditions, you have 9 people and only 306 deaths. Very small numbers. So these are the kind of numbers that are going to encourage people, I think, to go out if they pan out. But we
look
never
at
know.
Look at that now. 39 male, 9 female.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely worse for there was actually an article that today that I saw that said people with testicles might do worse.
Good news for me.
Why is that?
And I didn't. It took me a second to realize why it was written that way. And I believe the reason it was written that way is because you can no longer say men do worse than women.
Hilarious.
So it's people with testicles.
People.
Yeah, people with testicles, not men. People with testicles.
And assign a gender.
There are women with testicles.
We don't have time for that.
So, but either way, no matter how you look at it, people with testicles do worse. Yeah, actually, I would like to be the first one to complain to the CDC about their use of the words male and female.
Don't you think they have to be extra careful about easing restrictions, not only because of the virus, but because how, I don't know, casual Americans can be once they get a little freedom, they're just gonna run with it,
We saw Florida today, right? Everyone's back to hanging out.
Beaches are open.
Florida.
It's unbelievable.
I hope they
after that whole spring break thing, all those people at spring break got the virus.
Assholes.
Yeah, but you see what happens in Florida, the beach is open. What would stop half of the New Yorkers to go down to Florida to the beach?
Well, Florida sucks in general, so that's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
And that's
California,
why
they
the whole
closed the beach
cycle
down.
can repeat itself
Florida.
because we move. We are not stationary. People move. And if you open a state that is attractive enough, and here you can't go to work, you can't do anything, and you really are not very careful, you go for a week or two to Florida.
Right.
And
But
you
can we
might
go to
be
Florida?
not
They allow us to
unknowing,
go to Florida.
you might be infecting other
Drive to
people.
Florida if you really gotta go. You can just drive.
You still need to do the 14-day quarantine. They're checking you at the border. And
Yeah, but still, if you have no symptoms, you don't know even that you have it. And you come from a congested area here, you go over there, and the whole infection starts all over again.
Before
It's
you
got to be coordinated, really, really careful. I see pitfalls.
before you logged in, Estee, I was telling the group that I'm pretty sure I had it about a month ago.
You did.
'Cause I was sick for a long time and I had all the symptoms.
How bad
And did
was
you
it?
go and check it out or no?
I went to the urgent care and they did a test, but they said it's not the flu. We don't know what it was. And I had the loss of smell, loss of taste.
Well, those are the signs.
I was sick for about 2 months.
Jackie, you just
Wow.
fucked up your bookings. Estee's not gonna book you now.
I'm probably a superhero now.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm kind of bummed that Ardie doesn't have a suit on for this screening.
Wait,
You know?
Liz told me not to wear a suit.
It's
God
like, what do you
damn
have
it,
a
Ardie.
suit on?
It's under his hoodie.
Now, Liz is giving you wardrobe advice. Is that it?
I don't like that, Noam. That's making my head hurt.
That's bad. Okay, I'm sorry.
Look at
I'll change it.
Noam's got the virus. You see that? It was coming
What
out
is
of
that?
him.
Oh.
No.
Did you see who it was after that? It was Hitler. Did you see that after the
Noam's
spiral?
got Hitler. Noam's got Hitler up
No,
there.
not again.
Put a bunny rabbit or something happy, Noam. Please.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Yo, everybody's doing my background drop. I started that background drop.
Great to
Hey,
see
Will.
Yo, what's going on?
Good to see you, buddy.
Yo, D, where you driving to? You got a
Will,
gate?
No, you know what?
You
I
got a
got
spot?
You need an
I
opener.
wanted to get in the truck and just fucking see what it was like.
Oh, you had an argument with your girl. Okay, I see.
No,
Background
I've
is
got.
depressing.
Here's the thing. I got no signal in my house, and I don't have Wi-Fi because of the virus. They won't come out and fix the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I hope you guys patch things up.
Here's the classic. You know, the virus, it's like if a guy comes over, it's like an STD. You're like, well, where have you been before me? You know? It's that crazy.
Yo, you know what? This virus, a lot of broke dudes are gonna use this virus on girls. Hey, yo, girl, come with me. I stay at my mama's house because the virus messed up my house. I can't go there. So just come hang out with me at my mom's house. But I don't live here. I got my own place. But because of the virus, I can't go there.
Ardie, what is this, new joke night?
You better start punching that up, Will.
Ardie, man, that was too wordy, Ardie.
I know.
Yo, this is the most black people I've seen on this podcast ever.
Try to get it over with.
Hey, Will.
Yo.
I want to bring something up. Noam said that Sherrod said that he didn't think that black people could get coronavirus. I remember me and you talking about that a while back.
That's
And
just
Mark.
that's a lot of ignorance, man. But
I know, and I was telling Noam that I was saying that around March, like the first or second week of March, I was saying, yeah, black people are gonna get that, but it turns out that we have it more than anyone else. And he brought that up that he wanted to bring.
There's two main reasons why black people are getting it. Number one, we're on the front lines. A lot of nurses, a lot of delivery people. There are more people of color on the front line. Number two, in the projects, we're in our housing, we're more compact than any other race. Like in projects in the neighborhoods. People are, you touch the elevator button in the projects, one person has it, then that whole building basically have it, because now they just spread it to everybody else who touch that same elevator button. So yeah, more people of color is gonna have it and dying from it. And then third thing, why more black people dying from it, our diet is poor. I know everybody's like, oh, well, here go Will with his diet thing, but our diet is poor. We black people, since the beginning, we've been eating whatever pigs eat in the pig pen till now, while diets have been poor for a long time. So yeah, we have existing conditions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and people of low income everywhere have a poor diet. You know, so it's going to go across that board. But we talked about this earlier. A lot of people in healthcare and maintenance at hospitals are black, and then they're exposed to it every day.
Yeah. And then last, this is very small, but with that whole fake news that black people can't get it, so you have black people going around touching and whatever, living their lives like it's 1990, like it's 1999.
And I have
or 2019, you mean?
May I be excused? I have a meeting.
No.
You gotta go take a dump. You gotta
Don't
go
have a meeting.
I do. I put my
Go take a dump.
Huh?
Go take a dump. Come here.
No, like it's not here.
What?
Going at 9 o'clock on a Friday in a quarantine.
Wait, is it Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, that's too bad, Jackie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jackie, good luck.
Jackie, every time I see somebody driving a fucked up car, I think of your joke about you say the best dick I ever had, always had a suspended license in a fucked up car. I always think of you.
I'm sorry.
Well, all right, what's the best thing you ever had?
Hey, Jackie, good luck with your meeting.
Yeah, good luck with your meeting, Jackie.
Everybody
Have fun at your meeting, Jackie.
love you guys.
Jackie, have fun at your meeting.
I want to know, 9 p.m. Saturday night, what meeting do you have?
Exactly.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's her meeting.
It's so the static.
That's Jackie's meeting.
Who's the CEO?
Bye, guys.
Who is the CEO, Jackie?
Is this your meeting?
Hi, Jackie.
All right.
She got
Look
bored.
at Noam's background.
Yeah, that's a high school picture. So anyway,
I knew it.
anyway,
No, I'm telling you.
I guess we've exhausted the question, but I think that it's also, I guess that's interesting what Alan said, that poor people have worse diets. I don't know, do Indian people and Chinese people have worse diets in poor neighborhoods? But I think culturally what Will's saying is that the actual ethnic food is just not healthy.
Well, it's definitely hitting the people with diabetes fast. I was looking at that because Will and I both used to have diabetes. So it's like, holy shit.
How do you used to have diabetes?
Well, if you got
you can beat
type
it.
2. Type 2, you can beat it.
You can reverse it through dieting, Ardie.
Yeah.
It's called reading.
Yeah.
I was captain of my high school weightlifting team. You can see this picture here.
Why does
You haven't changed a bit.
Why does no one like in prison with that picture?
I really find these backgrounds endlessly fun.
Would you give me credit for bringing it into the group, Noam?
What's that?
Would you give me credit for introducing it to the group 2 weeks ago?
The backgrounds?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't think you introduced us to the group.
Okay. Look at the, let's listen to the tape.
You were not the one, Will.
All right. So what else? What else is on everybody's mind?
So another thing is, look, they're about to open the floodgates May 1st or June 1st. I believe they do that. We're gonna get a second wave in July or August, and it's gonna be even worse. It's gonna be worse for the economy because here we go again. Then I believe there's gonna be riots. I guarantee there's gonna be riots because then you're gonna be like, oh shoot, there's another wave. Everybody back in the house. No, I ain't going back in the house. I just got this money. And then boom, bam, boom, and here we go. You know what I'm saying?
But they're already starting to do that. They're already starting to protest in like Michigan and
yeah, but it's peaceful now. It's peaceful now, but I guarantee you it's gonna get crazy.
I gotta tell you, You are right, Ardie. I saw the protest and I thought it was the most ignorant thing they can do. Really.
Those guys were idiots. The one guy was completely covered.
Nobody's guaranteed immunity from this. And from them to go, with the governor in New Jersey, he has his top cop also giving reports.
Yeah.
And people are spitting on the cops and yeah, I have corona. So what you gonna do? And they're spitting on them, and that it's just so much ignorance and so much chutzpah. It's really turns my stomach. I mean, people do not take it seriously.
Yeah, I think I've only heard chutzpah in a good context. It's just rude, and I think people are having a tough time psychologically dealing with this. I know I am. You know, my dreams have been angry and frustrating. I've kind of gotten out of that. I've gone up and down in my moods and my whatever productivity, but it's been tough to negotiate mentally. I feel lucky. My wife is able to work. I'm in a great neighborhood, so I can go out and walk. I shop for my 9-year-old father-in-law. I put on my mask. I do my thing, but it's tough mentally just to stay home.
I don't think, but I think a lot of those protesters.
Yes, but Alan, it's no excuse to abuse.
No, I'm not making an excuse.
And other people and endanger other people. Yes, everybody has.
I agree. I'm not saying I think this is mentally they can't handle it. You know, even if they don't have a job to go to, I think people are mentally screwed up. And if they're, you know, they're libertarians, then they're going to fight against it.
They're idiots.
I agree.
That's what they are. They really are. And we are talking, oh yeah, we're separate, but we're together and kumbaya, and everybody is so wonderful. And then you see something like this. I said, come on, don't you have a grandmother? Don't you have a mother? Don't you have a friend? And what if you get them sick? You know?
Well,
so it's another month. It's not easy on anyone, but we're human.
What's going to change in a month?
Realized.
What's going to change in a month?
I don't know. We'll have a better idea of what we're dealing with. Maybe it is getting better, but maybe it's not. And if we're getting a little better now, don't bring it back by going on the streets and spitting on people.
Well, that's true, of course.
You do have to.
It's upsetting. And again, I can understand Florida is much easier and whatever, and they opened the beach. But I think it's a mistake. I think it's too soon.
It's
because
about money.
People are going to get into the car and in what, 10 hours, Liz, to drive to Florida?
No.
From here, it's about 22 hours.
22 hours, never mind. 22 hours, I know for the next month I'm not working. I'm going to drive to Florida. And what if I'm a carrier?
That's a nice road trip, though.
Nick, you started to say something, Nick Griffin. What did you start to say?
No, I was just going to say we have to, I mean, it just feels like we have to land on the side of caution. I mean, you have to go overboard. And I
agree.
With all the, New York and New Jersey and Connecticut, it just seems to me that a lot of it's just the people that are close together and these other states that, feel like they're not as at risk, which they aren't, but they still have to be careful because it spreads. Like in South Dakota, they were loosened up stuff and then they got a bunch of cases.
Yeah.
I've been struggling with what Alan's struggling with, which is like my mood swings have been just ridiculous. One day I'm optimistic. The next day I'm just beyond pessimistic. I'm having bad dreams. I don't sleep well. I don't know. It's really.
Well, there's a lot of stake, Noam, and on a different scale, I think most people go through that. There's fear. There's apprehension. There is, I took the dog around the apartment here. Nobody is out, and as I walk, this car pulls out and the guy, a brand new neighbor next door, older guy, oh, what a cute dog. Can I come out of my car and pet him? And I said, yes, but I had heart palpitations.
I said, fuck no.
I said no.
Yeah.
You know,
I said-
it just it scares me. It scares.
You should have said, little COVID is a good boy. You can pet him.
You should have said you should have said sure, but you got to kiss me on the mouth first.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he says, I just moved in here and I have a puppy golden retriever. Once you come, I'll let you see him.
Are people lost their
No.
minds?
Estee, you know
It's
what you do?
crazy.
Just act like I'm on stage and I won't get off, and you give me the light.
Well, with you, I have years of practice of having you.
You have years of practice telling people no. Get
But you know
off.
what though?
Get off.
A lot of people
No,
think
it just no, but I haven't seen a stranger now in a couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and that it really made me very uncomfortable.
paranoid.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, it makes me paranoid. When I go to get groceries, I come home, I throw all my shit in the wash, I shower, I hit myself with all kinds of disinfectants. I'm like, fuck, you know?
That's why you look so good.
Yeah, my glasses, I'm steaming those and hitting them with shit.
How about wiping your credit card?
Oh, I got the
I
credit card.
disinfect my credit card. But I don't allow my I said easy. You go
Dean,
and do it with this.
Dean,
Yeah.
when
You know
Will
this-
comes to my house, he sprays
Yeah.
everything down with alcohol. Everything he touches, he sprays the doorknobs, the
Good for
couch,
him.
table.
Good
He
for
sprays
him.
everything down with alcohol. He's paranoid.
Yeah, I get it, man. I
It's
got
not paranoid,
Clorox
it's
wipes.
It's
I
not
got the
paranoid,
Clorox
it's safe.
wipes.
He
Yeah,
shouldn't
do
be
the same
coming.
thing
He
when I go
shouldn't
to
be
my
coming
parents'
to your
I
house.
spray everything down.
I know.
Yo, you know what? They said that you can't get it from your pets, but I beg to differ, because if you could stay on surfaces for a long time, your cats or your dog's whiskers or their fur, it could stay on that for long. So if you go and pet your cat or your dog, you're gonna get it. So how you not get it from your pet? They may not give it. They may not be able to give it to you if they through their mouth, but their fur, if they touch someone that has it and then you
Is it,
touch.
by the way, is it true? I know that cats can catch it. I don't know about dogs.
Well, they said that
A
Mine
mine.
tiger
had
caught
it,
it.
right? Yeah.
But he's the cat family. Fina,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
but not dogs. I don't think dogs can catch it. Noam, can you look it up?
Can dogs? I read somewhere that one dog caught it. I don't think the pet transmission is a big part of this. I don't know. So depressing.
Anybody having any positive things happening because of this?
My marriage is better than ever.
Wow, really?
Yeah, no. It's like, really?
Really?
I'll tell you,
No, actually, it is pretty good. To tell you the truth, it is pretty good.
How the kids doing?
The kids are having a ball. I will say that the kids see nothing wrong with this. The weather's still a little cold, but we have a backyard, and we're homeschooling, and kids are. This is just fun time. They're still at the age where we're the center of their lives more than their social life with their friends.
Kids are gonna be so dumb this year. So many kids are gonna be dumb.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I think things are going to start happening in July and then slowly go into the fall, and I think we'll be out of this, totally by October, November. I mean, but I try not to prognosticate, because right now it's none of my business. My business is the task at hand. What I have to do, I can't control it, and I'm trying to keep that attitude.
Yeah, but the thing about it is we'll be out of it if we do the right thing. But if we keep going out, then coming back, like, okay, everybody, we're gonna, even if they open it slowly, it's like you're gonna reinfect other people again. We're gonna start again. It will be gone by October. I mean, look, the Spanish flu ain't been back, right? Some other viruses haven't been back. I think the measles made a comeback. But the thing is, I think through proper discipline, we could eradicate it. But you got a lot of people that want to go out in the streets right now, and we just barely started bending the curve. So it's like we still have. There's a ton of people who had not shown their symptoms yet. So in parts of the country, so it's like it's too soon to go back. I know people got like money problems, but look, we should put mortgage and utilities on pause.
Absolutely.
We just nobody, and then also all the farmers that talking about, oh, I got to waste all this food, just redirect the food to the schools and have people come pick up free food. Why you gonna throw away good food? It's like, how can we not work together as a country and like, okay, the restaurants and the schools used to buy the food. Instead, now we'll redirect the food to people who need the food instead of throwing it in the garbage. That's insane to me.
Bring that food to the old people, man.
Well, if you have central leadership at a state level and a city level, I think that's the big key. I think it's why the numbers are so low in California, because our mayor and our governor were in sync immediately on this and started shutting down businesses and enacting these rules. And that's why the numbers are so low. And I live in Santa Monica. Everybody has a huge fucking ego. They don't want to die, you know? And I think people
is that
here.
true? California closed down before New York?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Especially San Francisco. San Francisco was first. They shut that down big time.
My sister's in Sacramento, and I think 2 weeks ago, they said there's no school for the rest of the year. Everything's just going to be online homeschooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been done.
And also, we were the first to say May 15th, and then everybody else kind of started following.
Yeah, here they're saying May 15 also now.
15th is too early, in my opinion.
I think
way too early.
I was talking to my son. I said, even if the school starts May 15, I don't think we should send Joe in.
Well, what I think they're doing right now is they're saying they go a little bit and then they say May 15th, and then it'll get close and they'll say June 12th, because if they say July, people will just go loony right now. If you just go, no one's out till July 15th, so if they just lay it out in increments, it seems to help a little, where people are like, all right, well, we got 3 more weeks, you know?
I think it's going to be I think that the majority of people are doing the right thing and usually do. It's just these fringe people that, you know, cause trouble and are going to keep the spread going. I really believe that.
Actually, I find it surprising how many people do not practice the distances and staying at home.
I go to the supermarket.
It's more than I thought that they.
You know, I go for long walks, and there's still big groups of people out walking around. I mean, I go for a walk, solitary, or me and Will, but we will look, and there'll be a big group of people walking, hanging out, or they're still on the street corners. So they get bored. They're in the house. They're lonely. They might have a lot of people in the house. They want to get fresh air, so they go out. They meet their friends, and they don't always practice social distancing. And I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
They're still texting and walking, not even fucking looking. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Millennials in the supermarket, I have to like say, hey, stop. Okay, go around the other way, and it seems to be heavyweight people just don't give a damn.
Yeah.
And you know, so I say, hey, please stop, or I'll go around. I'll just assume no one's gonna pay attention. So I find myself dodging and weaving people. You know, I gotta go shopping. So
you know what's funny? When I've been in supermarkets and I go a lot, people have been really nice. They stay out the way. One guy will go down the aisle. He'll wait. He'll go, hey, you go first. I'll wait. That's happened quite a bit. And I went to the supermarket with Will the other day, and he gave the cashier $20. Hey, you guys doing a good job. You're on the front line. She said, thank you. Well, I went yesterday and I tried to give my cashier $20. He said, oh no, we can't take tips.
Or they take it from Haitians.
It's funny.
Do you guys at the supermarkets I go to, which is pretty cool, they've got them set up like those liquor stores in the ghetto now with the shield and everything. You know?
No, we don't have that.
Oh yeah, it's a full shield. So you just kind of you're shielded from the guy.
Oh no, we don't have the shields.
Oh,
hey,
man.
I was about to ask, are the liquor stores still open in California?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm parked.
They're open like a motherfucker here.
Right here. This is a liquor store, and while I've been on, People have been coming and going all day.
Yeah,
And
Dean
his
is
thing
drinking.
is-
Alcohol went up and domestic violence went up. You guys know that?
Oh yeah, it did.
No,
Weed sales are
how's
through the roof.
domestic violence in your
That's
house?
terrible. Can you
The
imagine?
marijuana stores are out here. The pharmaceutical marijuana stores are open.
They're going through the roof too.
The domestic violence is very disturbing. Can you imagine with all the pressure of your life and no income, no work, and you isolated, and then you have somebody in your house that exercises violence against you.
Yeah.
That's gotta
Especially,
be. What do you
especially
do?
those people that were on the verge of divorce anyway. Ooh,
Yeah.
brutal.
Oh, they're saying the divorce rate is going up.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the couple that were having problems. They're like, you know what? Let's go our separate ways. And they both had plans to get their own apartments. And then, bang, COVID hit. Now they got to stay together.
Yeah.
And then
That'll be on
bang.
Broadway in 2023.
So
Yeah.
you know, Noam, you ask for something positive in our lives. The positive is that we're not abused, that we're left
Yeah.
alone, peace of mind.
Hey, everybody, can we let Nick Griffin talk for once, please? Go ahead.
Okay.
We tried
Sorry.
that, Will. It didn't work out well.
Go ahead, Nick.
I've been thinking the whole time, I'm not talking enough, and here we are.
Go ahead, Nick. We're listening.
Nick, Nick, you're already by yourself. You don't talk enough. This is your chance to talk to people.
I contributed earlier.
Nick, what are you watching? What have you been watching?
But I've been watching a lot of horror movies. I watched a couple of those like World War Z, that Brad Pitt movie.
Oh yeah.
You did a couple of them.
I watched Overlord and yeah.
I've been watching Ozark. Anybody watch Ozark?
Yeah.
I heard that's a great show.
I went back to the first season and watched it over again.
Hey, everybody, look at Noam. What is Noam looking at?
I got something important that came across my desk here. Go ahead.
Noam was masturbating.
All right.
Ah,
You got me.
He was focused. He was like,
Will.
sorry.
What came across your desk?
Something personal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but why tell us if you can't tell us?
Because he asked me what I was doing.
You could have lied.
No, we're talking about,
No, what is that in the background? What is that stacked up against the wall?
he barricaded himself.
Juanita's beating his ass.
Those are acoustic foam baffles for when we do recording down here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, we were talking about domestic violence. Do you have any solutions for that for people who's listening and who's going through that right now?
Yeah, move.
I don't know.
Fight back, motherfucker.
Call the police, I guess. I don't know. That's a big issue. I don't know. What do you say, Will?
I think, well, first of all, obviously, with children involved is even harder. But
Will
if
sounds
you have,
abused.
if you have a friend's house you could go to, that'll probably be the best thing. Easiest, I know it's easier said than done, but I mean, I don't know.
Will sounds like he's in an abusive relationship.
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
I beat myself every night.
Will is like, this is live, right?
Wait, hold on, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
Will is a new Nick Griffin.
I got as many answers as Noam.
Well,
I
one
think
last
it's
time,
the perfect,
you know,
it's
so
the
you
perfect time if you want to kill your spouse and you can make it look like COVID, or if you can chop her up or hurt him up and get rid of the body and just say they went to the hospital and never saw him again.
Well, what you can do now that they're attributing every death to COVID is just stab that motherfucker. And when they come for the body, go, yeah, COVID did it with a big knife in their heart. They won't even say that they were murdered. They just go, yeah, okay, COVID did it. All right, Liz. I'm not gonna stay.
New joke night.
You don't have to give me a thumbs down, Liz.
Ardie, if you had a pocketbook that you could pull out right now and show, I'd have no respect for you. You should have had that ready. I would have saved it.
Wait.
What's this?
I'm gonna buy no, here it is. I'm gonna buy a drink for these first 2 tables. Let's do a toast. Let's do it. That's how I get out of bad jokes. I just do a toast.
I think we're about finished. Every time, I don't know. I really wish this was over already. I don't know. Will, are you seeing your girlfriend? You see?
Yes, we're still together. Why?
No. I mean, last time you were on, you said you hadn't seen her in weeks. You didn't want to get her sick.
Oh yeah. I went to go see her. Yeah.
So you went to see her. You okay? That's good. So how come you're not staying with her?
Well, we still like did the 6 feet thing because I just want to make sure I don't have. I haven't gone seen even my aunt who I haven't seen in a long time. I want to go see her, but I just like really, I don't know. Like Ardie said, I spray everything. I stay away from people. I'm just trying to. I feel so bad if I have and I pass on to someone and they get sick. I probably won't be able to sleep at night. It's just that like that would eat me up like crazy. Like I gave it to a lover, a friend member, and I just this thing is like people I feel like are not taking it seriously enough. A lot of people, most of us are, but also most of us aren't. I feel like most of the country is not taking it seriously.
Well,
I feel the same way.
Everyone should be.
You look outside. People are still walking next to each other. People are still going out. They just shut a club in San Francisco that was partying. They was having parties in San Francisco. You heard about that?
No.
Yeah, underground parties. Yeah.
But Will, it's okay for people who live together to walk together outside.
No. I'm not that. I'm talking about
still having house parties in LA.
Strangers next to each other.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Parties.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be comfortable going to a party, Ardie.
No way.
No, he says people are going to parties. I mean, like you've got to have your head examined.
Yes.
I didn't leave the house for 3 weeks.
You had food for 3 weeks?
I was using that Instacart, and then they drop it off at the bottom of the stairs. I'd go get it and then wipe it all down and bring it in. I'm still freaking out, like, there's some shit on this bag. I know it,
Yeah, we're still doing that in our house, Instacart and Amazon.
Yeah.
Super paranoid.
Amazon's
I love
got
your
nothing.
care.
No, Amazon's here is still delivering groceries, Whole Foods.
But I get it, but I'm saying like Amazon, like you can't get anything. There's no toilet paper. There's no Clorox wipes. There's no, all the stuff to clean is gone.
Yeah, those wipes are in. No one can get them.
I know.
I got to a Shell station and got some wipes. They have them at Shell stations, and I got one of the.
Oh,
yeah.
nice move. Nice job.
Somehow I think because. Go ahead.
Well, I forgot that like some of those AMPMs, like Marin got toilet paper at one. People aren't thinking to go there, and there's full-on toilet paper at one.
Right.
Well, guys, listen. I have company.
Is Jackie here now?
Did Jackie come over?
He said, no, you don't.
I gotta go. Jackie just showed up.
Okay, let's go.
Perfect.
I got my father-in-law over for dinner.
Does he got a mask?
Yes, he's got a mask. He doesn't wear it inside, but we keep away from each other. And my wife has been over there, so we're being smart, washing our hands, keeping our distance.
Have you been cooking more?
Yeah. And food tastes better for some reason. Maybe it's psychological, but everything I eat is so damn good.
It's homemade. That's why.
Yeah. I'll
I've
keep
been
your
reading
apartment
like
clean
crazy.
here in New York, Alan.
You what?
I'll keep your New York apartment clean.
Please, if you can move the flowers over to the left. I bought those flowers for Nick.
Beautiful.
Very
I
nice.
love you guys.
See ya.
I love you.
Alan.
Bye, Alan.
Bye, Alan.
So I'm gonna see everybody later.
Bye, Noam.
I gotta go too. Bye,
I
everybody.
love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Estee.
I
Bye,
miss